Hey you guys, it's Beginnings here. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week so far. Today's video is going to be a zip video. It's been a little bit since I released one of these, and he is still so busted and so much fun to play in ranked. He's so troll. His playmaking ability is amazing, so I thought I'd give it a try. Just a quick heads up, I think I fixed the audio issue. If this video is messed up, please be sure to let me know. I will re-upload. But as of now, I think I have figured it out. And another really quick thing is it's raining pretty hard outside. So if you do hear rain, I am sorry. But there's nothing I can really do about it. You're going to have to ask nature to cut that stuff out. Anyways, so we start looking to invade, but unfortunately, the enemy's bot laner or bot laners are sticking around pretty heavily. It's okay though, because we get a nice little trade onto the Chognar. As soon as we saw that there were people around, we just started our first ability instead of our second ability, and that gave us a nice little level 1 trade. We stun up this Florentino here just to make sure that he can't really do too much against our friend the Tulin here. He gets chunked to about 1/4 HP. We are about half. The Crixie shows up and my Cricknack is going in, but I think it's just a little bit too late. I pop my Ghost just in case we're going to keep fighting here, but my team is backing off. I think the Tulin was trying to take the small camp, but he did not manage to succeed. We did mess up the enemy jungler's rotations quite a bit though, so pretty worth trade. We also chunked out Crixie and Chognar, so that should make Tulin's life a little bit easier in the early bits of this game, just because Crixie is a very poke heavy champion and Tulin has a little bit of a tough time laning against her. Actually, I think she came out as like a counter pick to Tulin in season 2, but we're not going to talk about that. Well, not season 2. Season 2 for NA. I don't know what that is for anybody else. Crixie is being annoying and camping this bush. My Tulin has to recall, so I should have rather pathed safely, so I didn't lose so much HP rotating down. My Cricknack went for a gank bot and managed to poke out the Hayate pretty decently. We're going to help out our Talanis push this wave a little bit, and we're also going to heal ourselves up off of this wave. I don't want to go for the tower dive. I just want to clear the wave and either go for dragon or rotate up towards mid. My jungler's blue has been up for a little bit of time, so he really needs to get back to that. It's really inefficient to just be camping a lane, not really doing anything. Cricknack and Talanis are now doing the dragon, so that's good for us. A nice little bit of gold into our pocket. We're going to help this Tulin clear a little bit, creating some space for him, making sure Crixie isn't being too annoying before we buy the second half of our boots and head back up towards the top lane. I know that the enemy jungler is going to be around here soon enough, and I also see that Baldum is having a little bit of trouble top, so I want to ease some of the pressure onto him. He's already below about half HP, so that kind of sucks for him. We get him the Seagull, and we're also going to help him push out this next wave because this man's really needs to back. He's never going to have any rotation or any priority on rotations as long as he is constantly being bullied like this. We make our way back towards bot, mostly because, one, I want to make rotations with the jungler and not by ourselves, or rather not just me and Tulin. I see Tulin is getting pretty beat up, so I have to rotate up. Baldum is also having a little bit of a tough time, so I just go ahead and swallow my teammates up. Florentino wasted his ultimate. Baldum's going to have to go back towards top, but Cricknack is now around mid, so we can maybe look for a fight. Cricknack throws his wave onto the map. I guess maybe it was running out. We see that the Maraude is camping on that small camp, so we cannot fight right there. It is never a good idea to fight when a Maraude has small camps up and or is openly stacking. Just a heads up, guys, probably one of the biggest reasons why Maraude and solo queue do so well, it's because people never pay attention to camps. The Tulin rotates up and me and Cricknack walk forward. Cricknack immediately gets chunked out pretty heavily. Unfortunately, Maraude hits 4 stacks and Crixie does have her Arctic Orb, so she will survive. Tulin absolutely whisks his ult, diving over, or making it so the Chognar was actually blocking his ultimate. He doesn't get the reset, but he gets the kill onto the Chognar. The Crixie is really, really low, but unfortunately she does not die, so yeah, it was a 3-for-1. That was really unfortunate. I wish the Tulin had just been rotating with us and also didn't mess up his ultimate, but it's okay. You live and you learn. It's not the end of the world, guys. Kriknak is now heading to his blue buff, and so I'm going to be on the same side of the map as him. I see that the enemy Murad's red buff is up, but I know that we really are not in the position to invade. 1, Tulin's not here. 2, Kriknak is doing blue. And 3, we have a wave to clear mid. I want to clear this wave, but Kriknak seems to be going in. I cast my ultimate, but Chognar casts his. Krixie immediately chunks me out, and I unfortunately fall. That was really greedy on our part. We should have either just let the Kriknak jump in, or we should have not chased at all. We knew that the Murad was doing the dragon. We kind of saw him around that area, and it was kind of a bad play. The entire time Talanis was doing the red buff, so yeah. Bad idea on our parts. That's a no. That's a no-go from us. Mid is being pushed down, but so is bot, and bot actually has a person there. We make our way over. I cast sprint just in case to, you know, help him out a little bit. Unfortunately, we lose the bot tower because the Talanis was so low, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Again, the Chognar casts his ultimate for literally no reason. We're going to go ahead and cast our ult, but then we bounce weird off of that wall for some reason. It throws us directly backwards instead of banking as it actually should have. I don't know why that worked like that, but it seems like the hitboxes on the walls have been wonky for a really long time, so it's really whatever. Tulin gets a nice kill onto the Chognar, but he does not get the reset. I missed my stun because Ahate has 17 million dashes, but my team does finish him off. Baldum rotated down all the way from bot. Top is being pushed in, but the Florentino is not pushing for the tower. Krixie is also pushing in mid. Florentino rotated bot. The Kriknak overstayed, and he will die. My teammates rather really need to be clearing their waves. You see we lose mid because Tulin didn't push mid before rotating against the Krixie, so Krixie is able to push really fast and break down the tower with the minions. We're going to help our Tulin get the blue buff, and then we're going to make our way up towards the top lane. We see that the Florentino is doing the Seagull, and there's really not much we can do against the Florentino with a Baldum lane. Baldum actually kind of gets destroyed by Florentino. Not exactly sure why this dude went for Baldum Slayer lane against Florentino. Like, after the first 4 levels, you're kind of screwed. We see that the Murad is stacking on the Darth Slayer, imagine, Star Wars, by the way. So we know that we have to be careful when looking for a fight because he has stacks. They have 4 people around mid. Murad is not able to stack on anything on the side camps, so we can potentially look for a fight here. Instead, we choose to rotate up. We get vision on Murad doing his red buff. Tulin wants to go for it. Kriknak was going up. We're all just not on the same page. The Talanis is getting absolutely destroyed by the Krixie. We're going to go ahead and swallow her up and run away. I see a nice opportunity to go back in. We get a nice little 2-man knockup onto the Krixie and the Chognar. The Krixie flickers away, but she will be killed by the Tulin's ultimate. My Kriknak jumps in. I swallow up everybody just before the Murad ult goes off. We stun the Murad. He gets stunned again because the chain breaks, and he will fall. Poor Murad had a really rough day there. He was stacking on the mid wave, but he was not able to get his ultimate off in that fight. I swallowed up my entire team, and he was stunned until he died. Nice job from my Baldum for finishing off before the Murad got his ultimate off. With the 5 of them dead, we can push down mid and also take a nice little blue buff that is really great for us. I'm going to walk over here and hit the tower one last time to make sure that I get the credit for the tower and a nice little gold bonus. We can do dragon here. Tulin did a really smart thing, and he immediately went into the enemy's bot side jungle and cleared it out. All jungle camps that you take, guys, is gold that the enemy team is losing. Something to think about. Murad shows up and gets a nice little bit of chunk onto me. Krixie comes in to follow it up, and I immediately just ult out. I know if I ult in, the Chognar is just going to use his ultimate to cleanse my CC, and I'm going to die, so I have to get out of here. Murad is pushing in mid, Baldum's pushing in top. It looks like the Baldum is rotating down, but Kriknak is going really ham. The Hayate lives, they both live actually with about half HP, so nothing really is accomplished. Baldum is in a rough spot, but he lands a really nice 3-man ult. Telonis is around to collapse, and I'm on my way as fast as I can to try to help out here. They kill the Crixie. I am coming. The Florentino ults the Telonis, but Telonis lives. He is forced to back off because I show up. I walk back in, but the Murad was stacking onto the camp. That was my bad. I should not have gone in. We land a nice knock up onto the Hayate, and he falls from the Tulin. The Baldum is chasing the Chognar. I mean, yes, actually correct. But there's no use. We want to contest this buff because we know Murad is really low, and Tulin gets a really nice kill onto him. I try to save the Tulin, but he flickers away, and so I don't actually swallow him up, and the Florentino kills him. The Florentino's chasing me, but decides to back off. Baldum was pushing in top the entire time. No big deal. It's okay, guys. You don't need to play as a team. It's solo queue. It's ranked. Who actually cares, right? Kappa. Anyways, with our main carry dead, yes, our Tulin, our main carry, we really have to be careful with the plays that we look for on the map. We should just be playing passive. We should be playing safe. We should be farming what we can. Our entire bot side jungle is up. Kriknak made his way over towards the Sentinel. I'm going to get some vision for the team / the Telonis and just make sure that they're able to farm safely. We see that their jungler is on the blue buff. I almost steal it, but he gets it with one last auto attack. You see Crixie and Baldum, or Kriknak rather, and Baldum are now doing the Sentinel. We should push in mid and also preferably bot and try to get some pressure and maybe go for a Darkslayer here, but that would be very risky just because we saw from what just happened that the Murad was around. My team wants to go for a dive onto this Florentino, but it is very risky. We know that there are people around I am so sorry, excuse me. So it's something we should not look for. We should really just be biding our time, farming up as much as possible. We definitely outscale. I cast my sprint to go after the Murad. The Baldum throws an ult at him, and the Murad is forced to go backwards. Tel lands an ult. I stack my stun off of that, and so Murad will fall. I swallow up my Baldum just to make sure he doesn't take too much damage. Kriknak jumps onto the Crixie, but Crixie actually wins the trade. We have a wave here, but the enemy team has a nice little bit of wave clear. We're just going to poke where we can, and hopefully get a lot of gold and maybe push down this tower. I really wished that Tulin would have pushed down bot before he came mid, but it's fine. I walk forward because the Florentino is jumping onto the Tulin. The Tulin survives. The Florentino dies to the Tulin ult. I cast my ultimate. I get a nice little knock up onto the Crixie, but my team is not there to follow up. Baldum gets a nice 3-man ultimate, and now we can fight. The Telonis lands a nice 2-man ult and stuns the two of them. They both die immediately. The Chognar dies. The Murad is chasing the Baldum, and I'm going to have to help him out here. I managed to swallow him up and also shield him just enough to let him live. We now have a wave under tower, and we will be able to push this down after that large struggle. The Murad is going to try to clear this wave, and he will be somewhat successful in his endeavors, but we will still be able to take down the high ground. Our minions are also pushing down the top and bottom lanes, and by top, I mean the top initial tower. I swallow up the minions, 1 for a heal, and 2 to put them into our into the enemy's high ground so we can actually do some damage to it. That was, I think, 4 towers out of that play. 2 mid towers, a bot tower, and a top tower. That is a huge gold swing, guys. That is something that comebacks are made out of, and that was our moment of shiningness. I don't know. My team wants to fight, but the Murad is stacking, and I really wish they would back up. The Kriknak is immediately destroyed. Baldum gets a nice little 2-man ultimate, but it's not enough for us to really look for a fight here. We have 2 down. We take out the Florentino. The Murad dashes in with his ultimate. I swallow up the Telonis. I land a nice stun onto the Crixie. Murad gets his ultimate off. The Baldum takes out the Crixie, and Telonis takes out the Murad, and we managed to somehow turn that fight, but it was still not the greatest. That was kind of a throw. We definitely should not have been fighting in that situation, but we made the best with what we had, and that is okay. Our Baldum is a real tanky boy right now, but it doesn't really matter because he's a tank, and Hayate destroys tanks, and Crixie usually destroys tanks. In fact, she should be able to kite him out pretty easily. Don't really know what happened there. I don't know how he killed her. All right, well, everyone's going to be up in just a second. It looks like my Kriknak wants to go for this Dark Slayer here, and I don't disagree with him. That's a nice call. Unfortunately, Tulin and Baldum are not on the same page, and they are looking for a fight. Tulin immediately gets destroyed. Oh, it wasn't Tulin and Baldum. It was just Tulin. Tulin tries to 1v2, and it doesn't really work out for him. Kriknak kills the Dark Slayer and immediately drops the Drake in the, I guess, spawn area, just as a sign of definitely not stupidity. Don't flame. Yeah, I don't know. That was a really weird drop. It ended up going top, which is fine, I guess. Baldum gets a nice little ultimate, but I don't think it actually hits anybody at all. The Florentino's going in on my backline and absolutely massacring them. I'm gonna have to try to help them. We push this top wave into the enemy's tower. We have a Drake, so we can potentially push down this tower. I get a nice little 2-man stun and a nice little 2-man knockup, but my team cannot follow up, unfortunately, but it's fine because it also helps us secure this tower. I'm not too worried right now, except for the fact that Kriknak is very, very low, so he needs to be careful. The Baldum goes in, but he misses. I have to help him as much as I can, but he will fall. My Kriknak goes back in, but he dies as well. He's really low. We don't have our Tulin. We should not be fighting. Talanis gets slowed by the Chognar and will be taken out by the Murad and Crixie, and that will be it, boys. We lost that fight pretty hard. We use our ultimate to get out of there. Tulin rotates up. Murad gets vision on me, and he really is out for blood. Unfortunately, I am pretty much good as dead here, except the Murad backs off because the Crixie misses her knockup. Boy, this game is a real nail biter. It was super intense, and I just, even watching this video and commentating over it is giving me that same feeling again. The Enraged Dragon is up, so that's definitely an objective that we should be keeping our eyes on. The enemy's blue respawns, and I kind of want to take it, even though it's a little bit greedy. I steal it, I go back, and thanks, guys. I stun it just to make it take a little bit longer. I ping rally because I kind of want to steal it again, but then I have a pretty good feeling that there are going to be a little bit more people around than last time. I walk up into the river to give my team vision, and I run into a Florentino. I have to ult out. I immediately get absolutely destroyed. Tulin finds the Murad in his jungle, though, and after a little bit of a scuffle, the Tulin manages to take out the Murad. He is really carrying this game, guys. Yeah, I mean, even though he's had some interesting plays, he is definitely carrying this game right now. Not only does he manage to take out the Murad, but he also has Hayate and the Chognar chasing him, and they're both really, really low. He takes out the Chognar before the Crixie takes him out. My Kriknak is killing the Abyssal Dragon right now, which is good for us. It's a nice little buff. The enemy team has 2 down. We have 3 pushing top. I swallow up the mid wave because I have an idea. I'm going to drop it top, and with our super enhanced wave, we're going to push. I get a 2-man stun and a 3-man knockup. The Baldum gets a 2-man stun, and we will just clip our stun on top of his. The Hayate really wants to kill me, and he ults in, but he does not succeed. He is immediately destroyed, and we will be ending the game in just a second. At least that's what I thought. The Murad respawns and manages to take out the wave. It was only a single minion, so that makes sense. My team is really low, so we need to start being careful. The Murad jumps in and immediately chunks out the Talanis, so she is forced to back up. The Chognar respawns and is chasing down our Talanis, so we really need to leave. The Baldum doesn't really do much to this Murad, and so yes, again, for the 4th time, let's just leave. We are out safe and sound. It is now time to make sure there are no objectives on the map. It looks like the Dark Slayer is up, so my team could potentially go for that, but it is pretty risky considering everyone on the enemy team just respawned, and they more than likely will be heading over to the Dark Slayer. We just saw 2 people bot, though, so this is maybe something that we can go for. Chognar shows mid. We did know that 2 people were top and 2 people were bot, so nobody really contests. That was a free Dark Slayer. Very interesting. My team does a really good job here of taking out these side camps, but they do a really bad job of immediately getting absolutely destroyed. We knock up the Murad. We help secure the kill onto him, but I see that Florentino is destroying my backline. I start making my way over, but Tulin takes him out. The Murad is being chased around in a giant circle. I stun up the Hayate. Kriknak jumps in, but he doesn't want to finish it. But I say, no, not today. We chase down the Hayate. We get the kill onto him, and we will push for the victory here. Tuon comes in with the wave and the Drake top, and that is the game, boys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this game as much as I did making it and playing it. This game was super fun to commentate, and the video was a lot of fun to make. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this type of content, guys, and I will see you next time. See ya.